Now, I don't know if you've
And
talked
they're
about...
off.
Oh, here we go. Excellent.
Does Teapot have a dollar sign in front of their timer?
I believe so. That's a different one.
We don't get a black timer, but we get this instead.
Anything that's a meme can be fun.
So we hope that all of you are as excited for this race as we are. Tracy, what series times do you think that they're going to get?
Well, Topsy's one of the best of series, so I'm going to go with at least a 46 for him. Teapot, on the other hand, I actually don't know what his best series times. We'll go 45. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That'll still be a really good time. What do you think?
We're going to go for low 46 for Topsy and high 45 for Teapot.
And so far, they're in a pretty good sync. That Ridley coming out exactly the same time. And here they go.
And that sync is beautiful. And the restreamer even synced up the timers properly. This is beautiful.
We're getting trolled by the steam a little bit. Hate that steam.
Oh,
40, low
mid
45,
45
high 45. Both very well done.
Very nice series times. So, do you know if these runners run old route or new route?
I believe they both run old route. I have from the spreadsheet PB of 45.35 from Topsy, although he might have brought it down since I'm not sure. As for Teapot, I got a 49.36, also old route. But sometimes runners will surprise us. I did a race the other day where Elminster pulled out a new route on us.
Yes, but that is Elm. That is Elm.
That is Elm.
Topsy tried learning new route at one point and then went back to old route, so we would be highly surprised if we saw a new route from Topsy.
Yeah,
Especially
I'd be
because new route is way more dangerous, you can die way more easily. Topsy wants to win.
Topsy with a beautiful moonfall.
Teapot going with appropriate fall speed. Beautiful, beautiful pit list from Topsy. So we know that Topsy does a ledge grab climb. Do you know what Teapot does?
I do not, but those of you that enjoy the ledge grab time, I've seen Topsy work on this a lot. He's very good at this, so I'm looking forward to watching him do that.
Oh, Teapot's actually going for an easier construction zone. It's a tiny, tiny bit slower, but it's way, way more consistent, so going for consistency, especially in this game, makes a lot of sense.
Especially in a race situation.
So we are expecting both players to go for 4 tank runs. Just because a lot of the top players have been grabbing the Kraid tank for safety, for race safety.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I've seen a lot of that as well. That 4th tank gives you so much more leeway, especially at the very end.
Oh, Topsy going for the swag climb, unfortunately.
Oh, they're both
Topsy's actually going for the swag climb.
We had the dual ledge grabs going for a bit there.
Meanwhile, Teapot's going for the normal ledge grab climb. So the climb that Topsy was going for is actually a tad bit faster than static climb, which is impressive. We were standing right behind Topsy when he got 1 frame slower than the static climb PB with a bad entry into the room.
Yep, that was at SGDQ.
Yes. Tracy was standing right behind Topsy too.
Yes, we were. We both were there. I actually watched Topsy since beat that on stream a few weeks later. Actually, I think it was just that next week.
Oh, Topsy did manage to beat it.
Yeah, he did. I forget what the time was, but it was pretty darn cool.
That is awesome. So does that mean that Topsy has a climb world record right now?
Yep. Both with
Topsy
nice
is really
DP
good at
fights.
this game.
Beautiful Alcatraz. Still
Looks like
very close.
Topsy did get the perfect setup into this room. Yep. Teapot does not get the setup, but does manage to shoot 3 gamers. And it goes for a very simple strat at the end where you just spam uncharged shots and you generally boop one of the waivers and cost you about 20 frames, which is definitely not the end of the world.
And both runners going right through those space pirates, de-boosting right through them, which is usually an indication that they'd be doing old route, which is what we expected.
And the places that can always kill you in old route are going to be Fantoon, Dragon, and Motherbrain. Motherbrain 1 and Motherbrain 2. So, we would not be surprised if Topsy actually does take some safety saves. Topsy is in absolute top form right now, so it's really Topsy's race to lose. And Topsy knows that. Topsy's going for the Coggle Ball with a perfect door transition. With a perfect door transition into this room. It's gonna go from the Rio farm that Oats goes for. So they're both on sub 8 charge pace, which is really good.
So close, just half a room behind, if that.
Topsy killing both of these cacks to set up for the Kraid quick entry. And soon we'll get to see whether either of these runners decides to dance with Kraid. So, do you think either of these runners are going to end up having to dance with Kraid?
Well, I know they hope not. Kraid fight is one of those things that when you get that quick kill, it's very nice, but as soon as he stands up, then all bets are off, and it can be very, very difficult.
Typically, we found that it's about a 15-second loss if you get stand up, which is not great, but it's also not the end of the world.
No, but sometimes that fight can go very wrong. And then it's much more than a 15-second loss.
It can go very wrong. We forget who, but somebody went in there at very low health, missed the quick kill, shot up too many supers, and ended up dying to Kraid.
It can happen. This is Super Metroid, and as I like to say, anything can and will happen. Topsy was a very nice
Kraid, not
kill.
quite as dangerous as Mini Kraid, but definitely can still kill you. We first heard it from Empress Poppy, but we don't know who actually made it up. Wow, Teapot with a beautiful, beautiful Kraid quick kill. 4 hops into shots. And Topsy is strapped on ammo.
Let's see if Topsy goes ahead and picks up the Crady tank or not.
We expect that he will. Oh, that was so close to getting the mock ball. Well, he's gonna get a slower mock ball. Oh no, never mind.
That's a neat strat when it works out. And he does indeed get the Crady tank. I agree with this. It's not that much time lost, and that extra safety can be huge. One ketchup beam in Mother Brain 2 can just end everything.
Yep, that E-tank is about 15 seconds, which is only a tiny little bit more than a safety save. And if you're way ahead in a race, then a safety save at Mother Brain 1 probably is a good idea. That was a really cool strat by Teapot. They shot the E-tank with an angled shot up while running forward, and then selected missiles.
Also picking up the Crady tank.
Every mock ball Topsy does is a swag mock ball. Oh, and Topsy getting the beautiful, beautiful pre-high jump boots.
Yeah, I watched him work on this room too. He got that nailed right there. And in a race setting, it's so much more difficult than when you're just doing it over and over again on the practice realm. So important to.
That always feels super risky to do, but there is a missile backup that you can do if you mess it up. So.
And in general, so important that you kill that gamer and open that door before you leave, because that thing takes a long time to come around if you don't open that door ahead of time.
If you do the room entirely optimally, getting back out, which means killing the gamer with a bomb and then exiting from below, it's actually faster to go exit that way, but
perhaps the keyword optimally. So
yeah, but nobody actually does. Everybody knows that that's a possible 1 to 2 second time save, and nobody goes for it.
Topsy the first to bubble mountain.
Topsy taking on King Kak, and successfully defeats King Kak.
Yeah, he says no problem. You're no problem.
Bubble Mountain is just flat out the worst room in the game.
Bubble Mountain definitely has its issues.
We don't know, Adi, but we tend to assume that speed gaming, that the tournament organizers have people's most up-to-date names, and we try to call everybody by the most up-to-date names.
Oh, I believe I heard somewhere that Tipwo gave up his Twitch ID, and when he came back, it wasn't there anymore. So.
Oh.
I heard that in his last race. Let's. Okay. The bot command's not working. I believe his Twitch name now is not _Tipwo. For those of you that would like to follow him, and you should follow these runners. They are great runners.
They are amazing runners, and they're putting on a really, really good show. Topsy with almost about a 14-15 wave, which is great.
I always liked that wave beam sequence break. It was the first one I learned when I started running this.
That was probably the first one that we learned too. We bomb jumped up there because the Edicoons never taught us how to wall jump as a kid.
Nice. It would save a ton of time bomb jumping up there rather than doing the intended way of getting wave beam, which involves getting grapple, getting power bomb, getting ice, then power bombs, then grapple beam, and then all the way back to wave beam. No one wants to see that. No one wants to do that.
So Topsy did this. So Topsy decided to take the 3 farms. We looked at Topsy's health and supers, which were good, but it does make sense to farm because Topsy is really low on missiles right now. Which actually doesn't matter as much for Topsy because Topsy goes for 2 X Factors on Pantoon, so that is enough missiles. Teapot is going for a slightly easier version of the 3 farm. The one that Topsy went for is more optimal with a wall jump, but it's also way harder.
Oh, and a beautiful red tower by Topsy.
Beautiful red tower climb.
That is by no means easy.
That is the other worst room in the game. especially with the down grab. Ooh, Topsy went for the static caterpillar room.
Picking up his power bombs.
That was really interesting by Teapot. Teapot boosted off a bat rather than a particle there.
Oh, another room that I've seen Topsy work on. Doing that absolutely beautiful.
So unfortunately, Topsy killed both of the cacks before picking up a drop, which means that he got 2 super drops, when if he had killed them sequentially, he would have gotten 1 super drop and a health drop, so that is an unfortunate, it's a small little mistake that costs 20 health. But Topsy's gonna be fine.
Well, he picked most of that up right there, so he'll be okay.
Topsy has 3 power bombs, which gives him 3 shots on the X Factor. Meanwhile, Typo is farming up everything. And gonna exit with basically is going to exit with full everything. So Speedy, you're supposed to go and get Speed Booster, and then you're supposed to go all the way up to get up the red tower. Then you're supposed to get Ice with Speed Booster. Then you're supposed to go all the way up the red tower to get Power Bombs, and then all the way back down to get Grapple. And then only after that you're supposed to get Wave, and then you're supposed to go back up to the red ship.
And like I said, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to see that. It's a huge, it'd be a huge time loss to do it that way.
Of all the sequence breaks that people figured out as kids, early wave is probably one of the biggest ones because it lets you get to grapple without having to green gate glitch. Oh, Topsy with a flawless Pantoon.
That was beautiful. Using those X Factors very well. Teapot about to go to his Pantoon.
Oh, we're gonna see two proper X Factors, and unfortunately does not hit the first round, and now has a spare X Factor particle just flying around. That looks probably gonna be a right mid, which is lucky. It's actually lucky that it was just slow.
Yeah, the problem with those X Factors when you don't hit them is you can't fire any missile shots until they're done. So they either have to finish up or they have to hit something. But making up for some very nice Dopplers.
Wow, wow, wow. When did Topsy start going for this strat?
Oh, that was beautiful. That
When
speed
did
cheat.
Topsy
Oh
start
my.
going for that strat?
I'm gonna assume pretty recently. I didn't see him working on that one.
GDQ, he was definitely still going for the spark. So that's very new.
Yeah, and speaking of GDQ, we had both Freyas here and Topsy were on the couch when the task spot Super Metroid run was going, so
That was a lot of fun.
that was so much fun to watch too.
Topsy is just amazing at this game and could do anything if he works on it for a little bit.
But right now we can take a little bit of a break.
And by break, you mean watching for the attic spark. Wow! That was an interesting modification to the attic spark. That cost a super, but looks like it saved some health. We wonder how much health that actually saves if you start the spark further, that much further to the left. That is not an attic spark we've ever seen before.
Yeah, he's gonna farm up a little bit of extra health because those spikes will do, I believe, 30 damage.
30.
And he's probably gonna hit them 3 times.
Looks like he's setting up for a 2 spike. And it looks like we're gonna see Topsy farm the frog.
Oh, he gets the 2. That's awesome.
Topsy
It's
is probably gonna farm.
Oh, go ahead.
Topsy is probably gonna farm the red tower frog because of his power bomb count.
Yeah, just to give you an idea of those spikes, it is when you do this in old route, and you have high jump boots, your horizontal distance is lessened a little bit, so it's much more difficult to get that with only 2 hits as opposed to 3 with the high jump boots. Whereas you'll see new route runners will often much more consistently get that in 2 hits because they don't yet have their high jump boots. So that was very nicely done by Teapot.
It's gonna be interesting to see if Teapot grabs a Sloder's refill because there's 3 cacks along the way, which whoa. Yeah, we don't know if Teapot's gonna grab the Sloder's refill. It's really close right now.
He's not too far out of the way. His RNG's a bit low. We'll see where he's at when he gets down there.
Beautiful moat ball.
Might be a smart thing for him to consider. Topsy, meanwhile, entering Meridia.
The Sloder's refill costs about 10 seconds, which is way faster than a death to bot.
Well, death is the ultimate time loss, I would say.
Okay, so with this health, we would not expect Teapot to actually go for that.
They managed to farm enough, but we'll see.
Got two big healths from the crabs, which means that they'll have plenty.
Feel set up for this X Factor.
Oh, unfortunately misses. Oh, misses 1 particle only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 more. 7.
One is down.
And gets a power bomb and a super, so Topsy is not gonna have to stop and farm before the half-E climb.
And picking up the E-Tank behind Baoon, very smart. The Shine Sparks that you normally use against Dragon here take up a lot of your health.
Oh, and Topsy got another super. That's really, really good. 5 wall jump full halfie. Unfortunately, bonks the door. Bonk the door, so decided to go for just the backup halfie. Very smart idea.
Which is still a nice strat. Does very well with those D boosts, getting that last little wall jump, making that a little bit easier.
And it looks like Teapot did not grab the soldier's refill as expected.
Very nice.
Oh no!
Missed one particle.
Miss.
Got to say how nice that was, and then saw that extra particle there.
So there's 5 supers in there.
Meanwhile, very nice Dragon kill by Topsy.
So it looks like only the one X Factor particle did actually miss. Topsy's health is really good here.
Yeah.
Topsy's run has just been spot on today.
Just needs to be careful not to lose his blue suit.
And Teapot not even going for the full halfie. The halfie only shoots about 1 second, so that's usually not super worth going for.
And Topsy with the nice reverse halfie. He'll head over and get his plasma beam now.
So you need 4 super missiles coming out of this place, so. And that's 4.
Those cack attacks are great for getting missiles. For supers, I mean.
So one of the interesting things that we've started paying attention to recently is that... Oh, it goes for the swag plasma spark. It almost gets it. So one of the things that we've realized recently is that if you have full missiles going into Ridley, you end up with 50% more health drops after Ridley, which is always nice.
Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. Lower Norfair is interesting because there's very few enemies that give a lot of missiles down there.
Oh, and unfortunately Teapot misses the charge. The short charge. But this should be it.
And he also gets the blue suit.
Yeah, we haven't quite figured out how to use the knowledge of the missile count properly yet, but
sounds like something to be useful in RBO because they're always having to do crystal flashes. And if you don't have enough missiles down there for that crystal flash, it's very hard to get them. Meanwhile, Topsy's going to head right back down to Norfair, pick up his ice beam.
Teapot is going for the safe reverse halfie, and gets it flawlessly. There's no chance that Topsy's stopping the Sloder's refill right now.
No.
Or not the Sloder's refill, but the Nutella refill.
Oh, that either. His energy looks pretty good. And since he has the full complement of suits and space jump, there's really no danger in the lava dive room.
Teapot is down a super for what they need right now. Teapot needs to get a super somewhere before Metal Pirates run. So right now, Teapot is at the mercy of RNG because Puyo Pyramid is probably the best shot at getting a missile right now. Or super right now. Unfortunately, it doesn't get it this way.
Let's see which way.
Oh, Topsy's powerbomb count is not good. Probably gonna farm the Disky guys a bunch.
You should be able to fill up in this room.
Yep. There we go.
Taking the southern route. I believe is a little bit faster done optimally than going back through Frog Speedway.
Teapot did not get a super. Teapot's gonna have to farm the things in the Verdia exit. We expect Topsy to beautifully get the chronic boost because that's what Topsy does.
Lays that powerbomb in exactly the right place to make that happen.
So Topsy is still in an interesting position. Topsy is going to have to remember to use, unless Topsy can magic up a powerbomb from an enemy as a random drop. Topsy is going to have to remember. Yeah, wait.
He'll
no.
get 2. He's gonna get 2 when he fires off the powerbomb.
Is 4 enough?
Depends on what worst room in the game strats he use, I believe, and whether he gets fast pillars here. Yeah, he's gonna go.
Now
he's
fine.
Go out of his way for that.
More. Okay, he's not gonna farm more.
No, he's going. He wants that fast pillars.
Oh, we were expecting him to farm and then go for fast pillars.
Which would be a valid thing to do. I believe we should be okay now. There's only 1 to open the door going down, and then he'll need 1 right by the power bomb to shame area. Everything else he can do with regular bombs.
4 is enough to get past pillars? Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Skip.
Beautiful, beautiful Key Hunter shaft. That room is amazing if you get it right.
Teapot, meanwhile, is going to take the northern route down to Lower Norfair. It's a very nice mock ball out of the ice area. Almost getting the double KO.
Topsy going for this Metal Pirate strat. Metal Pirate strat is one of those rooms where you can take riskier and riskier strats depending on what you want to do.
And Topsy into his Ridley fight.
199 health should be plenty for him. Topsy is taking this super safe.
Halfway through as Ridley turns red. Total of 20 shots here with the full beam combo. Only a few left to go. Getting very nice pogos there. And Ridley is down.
Only took 1 hit. Only took a couple boops from Ridley.
Now, what do you think? Is he going to take the E-Tank here? No, he's not.
Nope.
I don't need that extra E-Tank.
Full missiles, so more health drops.
Yeah, it's a very, very good energy and ammo count for going to the end.
And Teapot did manage to grab the extra super somewhere. So no ammo count problems there. That is a really neat backup for the key hunter room, for killing 2 of them. Best speedball in the game.
Love that speedball.
It's so awkward, so hard to do because it's the one place in the game where just can't stutter. So
And it doesn't help that you have all the mosquitoes on you at the same time.
ooh, type teapot with the beautiful, beautiful optimal strat for that room. That was about 2 seconds faster than the strat that Topsy used, and it's just beautiful. Topsy's going super safe here, killing all the key hunters.
Yeah, his energy's pretty good, but those key hunters will do plenty of damage to you if you get hit by them, even with all your suits.
And if you're this far ahead, it does make sense to do that, because the goal is not to finish the game as fast as possible. The goal is to finish faster than your opponent.
Exactly.
And not dying is the first step towards that.
Exactly. We've seen plenty of races here where some of these safeties were not employed, and a bad catch-up being my mother brain. It'll be interesting to see if Topsy does any sort of safety saves towards the end.
We would expect a safety save. A bad catcher from Mother Brain could one-hit Topsy, even if Topsy had grabbed the Ridley tank.
Exactly. And as close as this race was, any little mistake could cost Topsy here.
In the past, Topsy is definitely considered safety saving before Mother Brain. And we would not be surprised if Topsy was sitting here listening to the commentary. or watching the race to know how far ahead he is to decide whether to save or not. That's one of the interesting things that comes with allowing the racers to watch the stream. It allows you to gain knowledge like that and adjust your play based on it.
It's always interesting to see, some people will watch, some people don't watch, some people will just listen, some people will just have the stream on. And you have people like Sloters who will type things while they're playing.
And Elm who will just meme the entire race.
Yep.
While running. Oh, Topsy going for the mock ball and Terminator, and unfortunately misses it. Loses speed in midair. $39.02 G4.
That's very good. Now he gets to take another little break, maybe practice a few strats if he wants, or just go get some coffee.
Or go meet it up and chat.
Yep, could do that too. And Topsy is entering Turian.
Saving is.
Thank you, Reverse Slinky.
Saving is
Yes,
only a good idea when you die.
this isn't a Link to the Past where you can die and keep all your items.
This game is probably might be the Metroid games is one of the most punishing franchises for deaths.
Very nice Metroid rooms by Topsy. Ammo looks good. Full ammo going into Baby Skip. See if we can get that.
Topsy lead just about 3 minutes, so yeah, we would expect Topsy to save.
Almost. And he
Got him.
gets it. Nicely done, Topsy.
If you want to save, just run Rambo. There's a built-in save in that category.
And Topsy decided not to save.
Ooh.
It's pretty close. I mean, if he had saved, it would have been a race if he died. Now he's just gonna YOLO it and
Yeah, that means that any ketchup will kill Top. Unless Topsy plays this amazingly, any ketchup will kill Topsy. Wow, those supers are so close to hitting the glass. That Mother Brain one looked so sketch, but it worked. But it still looked so sketch.
Keep in mind, you can soft lock. Mother Brain 1 only gets damaged by projectiles. And because of Zeb Skip, you can't go back if you can't kill that first Zeb with missiles or be able to do a reverse Zeb Skip.
There have been world records lost to Mother Brain 1, so... Topsy, your health!
20 shots will do it here. Here comes the ketchup, so you should only have 5.
Okay, Topsy's good now.
A few extra shots just for good measure.
It looks like something, unless something incredibly unexpected happens, then Topsy will be finishing in first place.
Meanwhile, Teapot having some trouble with that first Metroid room.
We wonder if there's that powerbomb was intentional for grouping.
Yeah, that could have been.
We kind of doubt it, but it had a really neat effect that we had never thought about before.
Using some more grouping strats, not a bad idea.
Huge props to Serene for yelling about Topsy's health. We were resisting the urge to yell about it.